guys, welcome back to Storybook Crochet. In today's video we are going to be making this giraffe diaper cover, and this goes with the giraffe hat video that I already have available. I will put that link down in the description below so you can go ahead and make the hat to match this diaper cover. So to get started, you're going to want to go make the diaper cover first. I have videos already made for sizes preemie through 12 months. The links for those will also be down in the description below, so you'll want to make that first. Just keep in mind when you're making it, your first 2 rounds here will be made with the dark brown, and then you're going to switch to this gold color, and then your leg opening rounds will be made with the dark brown as well. So just keep that in mind as you're making your diaper cover size that you need, and then you'll come back here and we'll make the spots and the tail. Okay, so the supplies that you're going to need are your yarn. This is a worsted yarn. This is I Love This Yarn brand from Hobby Lobby in the 2 colors, the dark brown and the golden yellow color. You're going to want a G hook, a yarn needle, some scissors, and a small amount of fiber fill to stuff the end of the tail. So let's grab all these supplies and we will get started. Alright, now that we have our diaper cover made, we're going to go ahead and start with our spots. So starting with the small spots, you're just going to go ahead and grab your brown yarn and your G hook, and we're going to make a magic ring. And in this ring, we're going to put 6 single crochets. So just single crochet directly around that ring. Okay, once you have your 6 made, you'll take that short tail and then just pull that closed. Okay, and the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to find our first single crochet that we made, and we're going to slip stitch into that. So just insert that hook and then pull that loop up. Okay, so once you have that done, you're just going to cut a longer tail for sewing and then finish that off. Okay, and that's our first little spot made, and I just go ahead and cut that tail in the back off. So you're going to want to make a total of 4 of these small spots. So go ahead and make your other 3, and then we'll start on the bigger spots. Okay, so moving on to the large spots, we're again going to start with a magic ring, and this time you're going to be making 2 of these. So go ahead and pull up your loop there and chain 2. So now in our magic ring, we're going to make 9 double crochets around. So just put your 9 double crochets directly into the ring and then continue to crochet around. Okay, so once you have those 9 made, you can go ahead and close that tail. So just pull on that short tail there until it's tight, and then you're going to want to slip stitch to that very first chain that you made. So go directly into the top chain there, and you're going to slip stitch, and then let's just finish that off by cutting a long tail. And then, like I said, you're going to want 2 of these, so go ahead and make another one, and then we will start making the tail. Okay, before we move on to the tail, let's go ahead and sew these spots on. So you're going to want to figure out where you want your placement to be. I think I'm going to put a large spot here and then 2 small spots maybe here and here. Okay, so just grab the first one that you want to put on, and you're just going to sew around each spot until you have them completely sewn around, and then go ahead and weave in those ends. So I just come up through each stitch, grabbing a stitch of, or a piece of the diaper cover there, come up through the next stitch all the way around until it's completely secure, weave in those ends. So go ahead and sew your spots onto the front of your diaper cover, and then you'll want to sew the same kind of configuration onto the back of your diaper cover. Alright, so this is what your diaper cover should look like now that you have your spots sewn on the front and the back. So now we're going to start making our tails. So you'll want to grab your yellow yarn here, and again we're going to start with a magic ring. And then in this magic ring, we're going to make 6 single crochets. Okay, once you have those 6 single crochets made, go ahead and close that opening. And this time we are not going to slip stitch to the first one. We're just going to continue working around. So for round 2, we are going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So start in that first single crochet that you made from the last round, and we're going to make an increase. So 1 single crochet and then go back into that stitch and make your second single crochet. So we made 2 stitches in 1. So you're going to continue that all the way around until you have a total of 12 single crochets made. Okay, so for round 3, you might want to use a stitch marker to help you keep track of your rounds after this. But for round 3, we're going to start out in our first stitch with 1 single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to increase in the next stitch. So make your 2 single crochets in that second stitch. And then we're just going to repeat that pattern around. So again, 1 single crochet and then increase. 1 single crochet and then increase. So repeat that around for round 3, and after this round you'll have a total of 18 single crochets made. Alright, so for the next 3 rounds, which will be rounds 4, 5, and 6, you're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So just 1 single crochet around in each stitch. Each round will be a total of 18 single crochets. So go ahead and finish off through round 6, and then we'll meet back for round number 7. Okay, so now we are going to start on round number 7, which will be our decrease round. So we're going to put in our first stitch, we're going to make 1 single crochet, and then we're going to decrease over the next 2. So you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up your loop, insert your hook into the stitch after that, pull up another loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. So we just turned those 2 stitches into 1. And you're just going to repeat that pattern around. So 1 single crochet and then decrease over the next 2 stitches. 1 single crochet and then decrease. So repeat that around for round number 7, and you will have a total of 12 single crochets made. Okay, so for round number 8, we're just going to decrease 6 times around. So you're just going to make your first decrease, and then right after that you'll make another decrease, and you're going to do this 6 times around, which will give you a total of 6 single crochets at the end of this round. Okay, so before we move on, we're going to want to go ahead and stuff this part of our tail. And this is the only part that we'll stuff. The rest of the rounds after this, you won't stuff those. So just this bottom part of the tail. So go ahead and fill that all the way, and then we'll move on to the last rounds of the tail. Okay, so moving on to the top part of our tail, we're just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 5 rounds. So each of these rounds will be 6 total single crochets. So again, you want to do that for 5 total rounds, and then I will show you how to finish it off, and we will sew it onto our diaper cover. Okay, so now that our tail is done, let's go ahead and cut that with a long tail and finish that off, and then go ahead and take your yarn needle, and the first thing we're going to do is sew across the top of our opening on the tail here, just to close that off. So just come up through that next stitch and just sew that opening closed. Okay, so once you have that done, you can go ahead and grab your diaper cover, and then I sew mine about 3 rows down on the yellow rows here, and just sew across the top of that, and then you're just going to weave in that end. So go ahead and do that, and once we're finished with that, I'm going to show you how to do the little hairs on the bottom of the tail, and then your diaper cover will be finished. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to use a little bit smaller hook to do this next part. It just makes it easier. You're going to want to cut some lengths of each of the colors, and we're going to use those to make the tail. So go ahead and cut a small pile of these. The number is going to be dependent on how much you want on the tail. So you're going to want the same amount of each color though, because each strand that we make will have one of each color. So go ahead and cut those, and then I'll show you real quick how to attach these to the tail. Okay, so to start off, I start kind of in the middle part around the outside of our first round here. So you insert your hook through the stitch, pull your loop of your two strands here out to where you have a loop here, and then you're just going to pull the ends of that through that loop and then tighten it. Okay, and you're just going to do that all the way around, and I do that for about 3 rounds on the tail. So just spiral yourself around until you have about 3 rounds done, and then we will trim that up so it's not quite so long. Okay, so at this point we're going to go ahead and just trim that to where I would say probably the little hairs will be about 1 inch long. You don't want them too long, so just kind of trim them kind of almost to a point in the middle, or you can round them however you think looks best on your diaper cover here. Okay, once you get those all cut off, just kind of trim them up to where they all look even, and then you are finished with your diaper cover. So if you want to add a bow, you can go to that hat video that I showed you at the beginning of this video, and you can add a bow right here to the top of the tail to finish off your diaper cover if it's for a little girl, and then you will be finished. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also the bell notification, because that will show you as soon as I have a new video available. Thanks for joining me today in making this giraffe diaper cover, and I will see you in the next video.